Hey, shalom, shalom, Ishboka. Welcome back for another edition of Ray Bash's Ramblings. One thing that gets thrown at me quite a bit is, people are like, oh, well, the Torah is too hard. There's 613 commandments, how am I going to, fulfill all those? And they're so afraid because they feel like the Torah is so complex. Some people bring in the Talmud into the mix and say, see how intricate it is, because the Talmud's supposed to break down the Torah and all this, and, it's just, I can't get things straight. Look, God is into keeping things simple. Keep it simple, stupid, as you've heard the saying goes. The Torah isn't hard. Even Rav Shaul quotes from Deuteronomy, I believe, where he said, that it's nigh thee, even in your mouth, for you to do it. In other words, the Torah is so close to you as your heart, is so close to you as your next breath. It's so simple that you should be able to know it inside and out, no problem. Granted, there's several different degrees of understanding and learning the Torah. And think of it this way. Okay, as I said before, the rabbis and sages of blessed memory, peace be upon them, say that there's 613 commandments. And I already broke it down to you in many videos, that not one commandment applies to everybody. That some are for men, some are for women, some are for kings, some are for farmers, some are for Levitical priests, etc. Not only that, but the commandments that are incumbent upon an everyday Joe are really just one commandment, because sometimes the commandment is given to us twice, once in a positive way and in a negative way, once in a thou shalt and once in a thou shalt not. So it even narrows the Torah commandments down even further. And for the everyday Joe, or everyday Joseph, I should say, it's simple enough to understand the Torah and the 613 commandments and which ones apply to you, and keep it to the best of your ability within the halakha or sect which you belong. Now, true, yeah, we could get complicated. We could dissect it and break it down, but it's not for the everyday Joseph to know that. It shouldn't be his worry. It's sort of like a microwave. Okay, you buy a microwave, you read the instructions. Okay, this is how you work it. This is how long it takes to make popcorn. This is how long it takes to make Kraft dinner. Whatever. So, at first it's kind of awkward working the microwave, especially if you had one prior to that. It's not the same. It's a little bit different, so you got to learn how that works. And so it's kind of like an example of Christianity. Somebody going from Christianity and going to Torah observant Nazari Messianic Judaism, believing in Messiah. You kind of know how the rules go before, but that now it's kind of a new set of rules, a new way of kind of working it out, walking it out. So it takes a little bit to get used to. But before you know it, you just go into your kitchen, go deet 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 deet, and boom, you're working the microwave like a pro. Now, there are people who are technicians of microwaves, and they get it, take the back off. They know every component, every piece and part. They know how it goes together, how it fits together, why it fits together, why it works the way it does. So they know and understand everything about it. Now, for the everyday Joe, they'll probably be, blow their mind, and, if a technician's trying to explain it all to them, stop, I don't want to know all that. I don't need to know all that. All I need to know is how the microwave works, and as long as I can work it, that's fine. It's kind of similar with Torah. It's for the rabbis and sages and the Ravs to understand the deep and intricate meanings, and it's for the people who desire to know those things, who want to become rabbis or want to know the whys behind a lot of the commandments, for them to get that knowledge and to understand that. But if the everyday Joe, if it just overwhelms him, God's not into overwhelming people. He's not into putting stuff on you that you can't do or that you can't bear. God doesn't give us an impossible set of rules and say, hey, I just gave you those rules just to prove that you can't do it. What kind of a cruel deity is that, True, it's not salvation. We don't work our way to salvation through the Torah, but the Torah is simply the literal meaning of the word Torah is not law, surprisingly. It's instructions. So basically the Torah is just a set of instructions on holy living. And he's given it to all mankind so that we could walk in the footsteps as Messiah showed us how to walk out the Torah and live the Torah, in order to be holy, in order to be separate, in order to please him. So it's not a matter of, boom and being overwhelming. So the Torah is simple. And it's man-made traditions, and it's the traditions and doctrines of men and of demons that complicate the Torah, that can compound the Torah, and add additional laws and regulations and stipulations to the simple, plain-out Torah that's already there before us. It's all we need, and all we need is the Ruach HaKodesh to be able to read and understand it, and the rabbis and sages are there to confirm what the Holy Spirit says, but to give maybe a little bit of deeper meaning if somebody wants to know, or if somebody has a special case regarding a particular commandment. Maybe their situation isn't ordinary and it's not like, the textbook case. And so God, through the Torah, goes on a case-by-case basis on a lot of Torah issues. And that's what the rabbis and sages are there for. It's, to work those things out when somebody comes into a conundrum. Hey, this is the way it usually goes, but my situation is different, so how do I apply this commandment? Well, there we go. We've got the technical manual to show you how to fix the microwave if it ever breaks, to show you how the microwave works intricately if you need to, if you want to, if you need to know that. And so hopefully you can understand the analogy and the example that I give. So hopefully that this was enlightening for some and encouraging to you, and you get a better grasp and understanding in regards to the Torah, that it's not some insurmountable mountain of knowledge that you have to achieve in order to live and to please God. It's simple. It is so stinking simple. And I find as being a former Christian and being in Christianity that following the Torah and living the Torah is much, much simpler than the things that I had to figure out in Christianity, believe it or not. And it makes sense. It's logical. It's more complete. And you don't have to do scriptural acrobatics like Christians do to make their doctrines and to make their interpretations make sense and work. Anyway, I digress. So thanks for watching. Shalom and Shavua Tov.